Good afternoon everyone. I'm going to talk about intuitive eating. Can I just point out before I start, I've got the window open because it's boiling in the house today. I'm not trying to go for the, like the model look with the fan behind and the hair blowing, so if you think that's what I've done, you're wrong. Right, so I wanted to talk about intuitive eating because something I've incorporated into my life, my little life, over the past 3 weeks I think now, and it's had such an instant positive impact that I really wanted to share the short experience that I've had and kind of tell you a bit more about intuitive eating, because if I can inspire anybody else to just at least read into intuitive eating, I will be happy, because it's just given me such a sense of relief over the past couple of weeks. And I guess I didn't even realise that I had a problem or there was an issue with the way I dieted or the way I was exercising, etc., until I've come out of it and I look back and I'm just like, oh my god, like again, I'm just relieved is the word. Sometimes if you can hear Nelly snoring, apologies. So we'll just start off with what is intuitive eating. So the whole concept of intuitive eating is regaining or recreating a healthy relationship with food. An unhealthy relationship with food is such a massive problem in today's culture. We are constantly taught that to obtain a certain physique or to hit certain goals in the gym or just to lead a healthy and an active lifestyle, we must follow rules and regulations, and we must put restrictions in place with our diet. Whether or not it's dieting to lose weight or whether or not we're eating to put on muscle, we're still taught that you've got to follow this set of rules. We've completely disregarded the fact that if we just start to listen to our bodies again, our bodies are more than capable of telling us when we're hungry and when we're full. So intuitive eating is exactly that. It's eating when you're hungry, it's eating whatever your body's craving, and it's stopping eating whenever you've had enough and whenever you're full. Typically, diets don't work. And I mean as a long-term solution. Going through flexible dieting, yeah, I lost a lot of weight from my shows, and I built muscle following flexible dieting, but do I want to track macros for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. So is that a long-term solution for me? Is that something that's going to work for me without always restricting myself and basically not letting me live my life the way I want to live it? So the reason I decided to incorporate it is because last November, after I'd been tracking for, I think it was about 3.5 years, I decided enough was enough. I was so sick and tired of putting numbers into my phone, to having to adhere to these certain rules that I had, and to just never being able to relax, basically. So that was it. I decided at the time, right, I'm gonna just eat what I want, basically. And I wasn't very prepared at all. Bear in mind that my body fat percentage was, I don't even know what it was because I never measured it, but you could see my backbone, you could see my ribs, like I was so slim, probably too lean for my show actually. So my body was craving everything and anything. It was in complete survival mode. So for me to jump to that one extreme to another so quickly without actually doing the research and reading up into intuitive eating and the things that I had to put in place to I guess learn to listen to my body again, I'd just not done that. And yeah, I put on weight pretty quickly. I didn't have any structure, which I'd had for a long time, and I just went from kind of all to nothing. So that's why it didn't work for me last year. I wasn't actually doing intuitive eating, I was just doing whatever my mind wanted to do rather than linking up my mind and my body. So fast forward until kind of July, mid-July time. By the way, back in, oh my god, really, I think it was back in February, I was pretty down about everything. I had a lot of low confidence. I hated that I put all this weight back on, and I was just feeling really shit. So I decided to start tracking macros again. So I started to track my macros again until like July, and my aim was for my birthday and for my holiday, and I was going to get back in shape and stuff, and I did. But I just realised, like, I'm completely confined within these numbers all the time. Like, when am I going to be able to step outside of tracking everything into my phone every day and just living like a stress-free, relaxed life? I didn't want to have to wake up in the morning and think, right, I've got so and so amount of carbs today, how shall I split them? You know, how am I going to get the most out of my food? I did just want to listen to my body again, and I thought, right, maybe it's time I actually sit down and look into intuitive eating. I start to look at other people's YouTube videos and the experience that people have had with intuitive eating. I bought this book, which is absolutely incredible, and I'm never one to believe every word in a book, because things can get fabricated and things can be taken out of context, but that book has given me a new life. It honestly has. So yeah, I decided, it was actually on holiday, I was like, whenever I'm on holiday I always have like these epiphanies, and I just thought, I need to get rid of some of the stresses in my life and I need to relax more. What is one of the ways I can do that? And it was my food. It was not tracking, it was not trying to be healthy all the time, it was not forcing myself to go to the gym every single day because I felt like I should be burning calories, etc. So on holiday I was like, right, enough is enough. I'd not got that book yet actually, I got that when I got home, and I did a bit of reading online, and from what I found out about intuitive eating, I was going to give it a go on holiday. And first couple of days I still fasted until lunchtime so I could have bigger meals at lunchtime in the evening. But then actually it was my auntie that inspired me, because I would get up for breakfast and like she would have like a really small bowl of cereal with like different fruits on it and like a slice of toast or something, and I always thought, wow. And like sometimes she would like leave half of the toast, and I was thinking, if that was in my macros, I'd be eating every speck of that because I'd be allowed to, because it's in my macros. And so I said to her one morning, I was like, how come like you don't eat all of your breakfast? And she was like, well, I'm full. So the next morning I thought, right, I'm gonna make my normal breakfast, and then I went and sat in the garden. I didn't do anything else whilst I was eating, and I just ate my breakfast, that was it. And stopped about halfway through, kind of checked in with my body to see like, am I still hungry? How am I feeling? And I could feel that I was actually satisfied. I didn't need to eat anymore. Like my craving for food after sleeping all night had gone. I didn't have the hunger pains anymore, and I just felt fine, and thought, okay, maybe I just have a little bit more, see how I feel. I just had a couple more spoonfuls. I started to feel a bit full. There was still like a quarter of the bowl left, so I was like, okay, this is enough now. I'd realised that I was kind of listening to my body, and that was enough. So I did it for the next few meals, and then that's how the rest of the holiday went. And I got back off holiday, and honestly I'd had ice creams, I'd had pasta, I'd had lots of bread. Whenever we were eating, I just ordered whatever I wanted on the menu all the time, stopping eating when I was full. Quite often I'd be leaving like half a plate of food. So I got back off holiday and I got on the scales, and I was the exact same weight as before I went on holiday, and I was completely shocked because I thought, although I'm starting to practice intuitive eating, like this is going to be trial and error. I'm probably still going to put weight on because I'm just getting used to how my body feels. And then fast forward another 2 weeks and you get to today. I have really got into intuitive eating with the help of this book, and I've been drinking wine, I've been eating just things that are foods that I love, that I might have been able to have a little bit of them when I was following macros, but I was never just able to relax and enjoy them and just to stop when I was feeling full. And I stepped on the scales again last week and I dropped like 3 pounds, another 3 pounds. And I was quite overwhelmed because I've been led to believe that the only way you can get results is by tracking your calories and tracking your macros, and almost feel stupid for being quite ignorant to thinking that that was the only way, you know, dieting was the only way that you could achieve results. I've never been, since 15 years old, I've never been as happy as I am right now. Me and Curtis are able to cook together and not have to measure anything out apart from to get the recipe right, but we're not having to like split things to make sure like I'm hitting my macros. I'm not having to fast until lunchtimes because I want to have bigger meals at lunchtime and evening. We're just, you know, if we've already been for a big breakfast and actually fancy going out for lunch, like we just do it because there's just no restrictions in place anymore. Since the age of 15, like, I started dieting. I can't really remember what brought it on. I did used to do gymnastics, so I'm not sure if that kind of made me aware of body image, etc. then, because I was like 8 or 9 then. But honestly, I don't know why dieting started for me so early, like 14, 15. Like none of my friends were dieting at this stage, and I just don't know what brought it on. But anyway, I then proceeded to diet on and off until the age of 28, 29, and that's like 14 years of being conscious of food. And is that a way that you want to live your life? You know, we already know that life is way too short. Do we want to spend it being constantly looking at what we're eating, you know, checking menus, fretting over the foods that we're eating, feeling guilty when we have a nice meal, or enjoying like a night out with friends? We don't want to be in that constant state. It's stressful on the body, it's stressful on the mind, and the sooner you can get out of it, the better. I'm just so thankful that I just one morning decided that I wasn't going to do this anymore, because I know some people, like a lot of people, are going to be constantly stuck in this cycle and not realise that there's a way out. But yeah, I don't want to be judgmental at all, and you know, there might be some people out there that do restrict themselves and the foods that they eat, and they have a completely normal, healthy relationship with food. So good on you if that is you. But if you don't, and you're fed up of dieting and you're fed up of thinking it's your willpower that's failing you, then please look into intuitive eating and ask me any questions you want. I will be more than happy to answer them. It honestly just feels so good. So I really hope that this video inspires other people to look into intuitive eating. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too confusing. Like I said, I really struggled to explain what's going on in my